This is unequivocally the number one thing that the EEOC does on a national basis. It is the problem of all problems. It is the ultimate fight or flight for every single person in this room and everyone that you work with or who works for you. And that's why it is unequivocally the biggest thing the EEOC deals with on an annual basis for more than the last 20 years. Think about that. Our next case is out of the Fifth Circuit. Get a little closer here. Now, this goes under the category, and I will apologize now, because you're going to get the G-rated version. And you're getting the G-rated version because I'm not saying what was in the complaint. Now, let's be real specific about the deal here. I will paint the picture for you. We have a woman who is working in the construction industry, trying to climb the proverbial ranks, no pun intended. And the way this particular construction company works, in order to accelerate your role and move into management, you literally need to go up on the scaffolding and do the work. And the other men that she worked with refused to allow her to go up on the scaffolding, ever. They certainly thought that it was perfectly fine to grope her, make completely inappropriate and sexist comments to her, and otherwise basically tell her that they were not going to help her. Now you can imagine that kind of creates a problem. She files a complaint, and in the complaint, the only thing they deal with is her issue relative to getting up on the scaffolding. They don't deal with the second complaint she makes when, after they decide, oh, honey, just calm down, I told you, the G-rated version. She then brings another complaint saying, look, they're coming after me, and I'm getting less work to do now. It's impacting my take-home pay because I'm not able to get up on the scaffolding, which is part of my job. And they're retaliating against me for the actions that I took that were totally appropriate within the realm of what I was doing. And she files suit. And it's a multifaceted lawsuit. And as she's doing that, you know, there are little things that she complains about, but here's the challenge. The question becomes whether the comments that were made were so severe or pervasive as it relates to her retaliation complaint, whether or not she should be able to move forward with the case. Amazing when you think about it, like, I didn't realize, and I always do this, right? I take you back to kindergarten for a second. Remember the deal, like, this is my personal space, this is your personal space, don't invade my space? Tell people all the time, you know what the problem with having an 11-year-old and 13-year-old play ice hockey? A hockey stick reaches anywhere in a car. Dad, he's touching me. It takes on a whole other meaning. So if they're invading her space, I don't know why they're only concerned about the comments, but that's neither here nor there. What is important is the fact that the court turns around and they're like, listen, this case is not, because it did get thrown out at the lower court. They're like, this is crazy. Because when you go back and you take a look at the alleged investigation that they did, they never bothered to deal with any of the retaliation. They never actually took this whole thing seriously. Why? Because she was the only woman in an entire construction company allegedly trying to get ahead, and none of the men were going to let that happen. Think about that. Now, I don't raise this issue to point out anything that I would think everybody in the room already knows, but I raise it because retaliation is rampant in a multitude of ways. This is just one, and it's arguably one of those things that we would all, of course, think of.